Hello and welcome to, I'm guessing episode 7, because it says right here, event 7, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing one race per day, per episode, except episode 0, so, you know, we're on target. So if I remember correctly, last race we made a fucking huge victory. You're 17 points behind. So yeah, we made a huge victory. If that was last episode, it may have been the episode before, I don't remember. I reported in a batch, now I'm recording more. So, you know, there's always that. Oh, you have so much money. Okay, pit crew. I think I already managed to pit crew. Yeah, these look really tired. Mistake chances. Oof. Let's hope no parts need fixing. Refueling, tires. Okay. How long do you reckon taking refueling? 12 seconds. Average pit stop time is 16 seconds. Jacking is fine. Okay. Wow, our loyalty's gone up. Weird. Okay. Anyway, I think we just continue and we do a race. Because like this is the problem with like when you do batch recordings and then don't is is like I don't remember if there was something I specifically needed to do. Okay, so spec suspension. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use all our voting power and vote for, because we want as many spec parts as we can get our hands on. Because it gives us a huge advantage. So our 3 votes weren't necessary. We could have just used 1, but I wasn't risking it, my dude. I was not risking it. Okay. Yes, okay. So in 2017, we will have spec suspension, which means that the other teams are basically going to be like, it doesn't matter how good they are, they can't get better suspension than us. Because if you go to here, spec part, everyone's on par. This will now be a spec part, which means that these 3 are the only 3 things that matter. So I would design a brake so that we have better brakes at the beginning of next year, but I think I've already designed one brake. We should queue up more scouting. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, we're going to get brake contract, cheap. Just put some more cheap scouting in the queue, like so. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? So I guess we just continue on until something else happens, yep. So, when I last raced, partly due to good strategy, mostly, I believe, due to a small thing called, it was 2 or 3 safety cars, which, more or less, like, we picked the right strategy for if there were safety cars. Like, our strategy may or may not have worked without safety cars, but with safety cars, it amplified the effect of our strategy, which was take it slow and do 1 less pit stop. So what ended up happening, which we probably could have gone fast, it's just the swapping to that strategy at the end, is we refueled because we were in last. And the safety car meant we caught back up and had a full tank of fuel. We drove slowly behind the safety car, getting easy and not using much fuel. And then at the end of the race, everyone else was battling for first and second and third with so they hadn't refueled to not lose place after during the safety car. So they had to refuel at the end of the race, like before the end of the race, where we didn't. So after the safety car, we never had to pit. Okay, so we're gonna put the. Why does it do that? Oh, that's what's happening. So if I pick this driver, they get put in that car, and then I pick this driver, and he gets put on his car. Worker? That's what's happening. Okay, so it seems to be like a bug, but it's to do with putting your reserve driver into your main driver. I don't know what this is. What is this race? Standings. We're only 39 points behind. We're actually, that's not bad. Not bad at all. This is Guildford. Okay. So hub, car setup. So you get a huge advantage on softs and super softs. Like absurdly so, if I remember. So I don't know how many laps we're gonna need, but I feel like we want to do super soft because I don't think our minimal pit stop tactic will work. So going super softs on both cars and just trying to cut it. Well, no, see, our only chance is to no, we're gonna give this guy as much advantage as possible, and he's gonna try and stop everyone. Do I have a good setup? No, I need to remember to save these. So I'm gonna go downforce, and handling. And I think I want speed balance to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, so you set up and... Oh, wait, I'm gonna set the other car as well. So I think setting this up here as opposed to in the actual race gives you the advantage of you'll enter with being able to just send your car straight out. Whereas if you didn't set it up outside, so basically if you didn't set it up before you got to the test track, you have to spend time modifying your car, which I think is why the AI takes so long to get out of the pit when we can get immediately out, is that the AI is modifying their car for the first. You know, so these people are making lots of modifications, whereas the other people are making tiny modifications. Okay, so we have very poor downforce, very poor downforce. I think we moved both of their downforce in the same direction. So, very poor. So yeah, we want a high downforce. I don't want to take any one thing to an extreme. So we're going to go with maybe middle for downforce. Handling was great, which means speed balance was okay. So we'll do that then. That'll tell us a lot about our positioning. And you're going out immediately again. So you're also very poor downforce. If your downforce is really low, so you have really low downforce, yeah. So again, we want to go with medium downforce. That was great. So we want our speed ratio to be, and then maybe underturn and drop our speed by that and see if that works. That should be a nice range of checking. So basically we're just gonna keep sending people out and bring them back in a minute, because again the sooner we can get the cars perfect, the longer we can just leave them out to just accumulate knowledge. Now in theory you're actually better off leaving them out for longer early, because it'll decrease these bars, which means that it's quicker to... So that was great, that was great. That's great. So we need to go a little bit more downforce, I guess. Don't only move about that much. I only move about that much on you. And that's poor, and that was okay, which means that we want our speed ratio to be somewhere maybe there. Because it's definitely not that way, because otherwise that would have moved probably still okay, which means it's definitely this way, which means that should be a reasonable speed balance. And that'll send you out. Okay, and then we will start tweaking you. So, what do we have? So we have poor and good. So it was very poor and good. So we'll try a little bit more downforce. Speed balance was great. Both of these were poor. Why did I move it so little if it was poor? So that's probably the wrong direction. So that was poor. That was also poor. So we want handling to go the other way. Handling there. Okay, that should be handling taken care of. And then we move speed balance back to here. And we go, okay, that should, again, cover a nice range of areas. So we want to pause, and okay. See, we haven't even finished tweaking the cars. See, setup level unlocked means that when I bring you in, the bars are going to... But we've just hit level 1 and we haven't even finished tweaking the cars. We've still got half the fucking race set up to go. Okay, handling was very poor. That's actually might be a good thing because it means we definitely know what direction it was. So we're up to a 90. See, the bar shrunk a little bit. Okay, so very poor, great, and great means that it's actually probably there. So right between the two greats. We'll see if that's any good. So you were great, 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 good means we want to probably do something like that and see if right in the middle of the two. Okay, wait, we're going to do the other way. Okay. You were good. So you were okay, poor, good means we want to go. So that's affecting that. So we want to go maybe here. That was poor, okay. So okay, okay, and then that's good. So then that should cover that. So that was great, that was great. We want to go a little bit higher on that. It's just a test right in the middle there. And we'll send view out like that. And so we have a very poor, which is a little bit obnoxious, but anyway. So great, great. So excellent means don't touch the downforce. Handling was poor, 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 very poor. So handling is like, so poor, poor, very poor. Handling is like way, way over here. And speed balance was great, which means that if we can knock you one that way and we'll move you like one more that way, just to make you not quite on top, and we'll send you back out. And this is why you want high feedback, because we're going to get an even better advantage. Oh, all excellence. Oh, lovely. Not even going to bother tweaking anything. That's just perfect. It's beautiful. How far did we move that from? Okay, that was just a lucky nailed it. Okay, 98. Yep, go. Up 18%. Oh, lovely. Get out there and just, you know, I'm going to say, just go high, high. I don't want you coming back in until the end. You got 4 minutes. Okay, so we got great, great, excellent. So we still haven't nailed this downforce. So that was great. That was great. In the middle was great. Which means it must be one end. That could be great. Because again, we know where this is, so we can easily come back. And so it was okay. Great. I guess that's fine. I'm going to get the gear ratio back to there. That back to there. And if we give it a notch to the soft direction, that was good. That was great. That was also great. So that could be the excellent. And I think I'm going to take the same of just leaving you out for the rest of the thing. We know where enough is that we can just leave it to we can tweak to 95% with just knowing where things are. Like, even if this is slightly worse, we know where the sweet spot is and we can tweak it. So your setup knowledge is high. I'm curious what happens when you max this out. So we have the final minute, but we got to level 2. And that's the important part, is we're going to have super soft level 2 and trim level 2, which I don't think affects either of these people, because both of them are going to take their engineering perk as opposed to the super soft perk. Maybe I can check to see if it adds to, because it just says performance. So maybe, I mean, I should, oh no, it's going to be wets. No, our advantage. So we're going to start on intros. We should start on wets. Yep, okay, it's going to start with wets anyway. Alright. I think we take the, so we're just going to take the slow and steady approach, which nicely means that we get to take that and that instead of the softs, because let's take the lowered risk and the race trim. It would have been nice to be able to do super softs, like be able to swap the super softs and have an advantage. So I think, because again, you have the engineering perk that don't, I'll go with mediums. And you're going to go medium. So basically, my thinking is, you're in first. We're going to try and keep you in first and keep everyone slow. Whereas you are just going to try and preserve your vehicle as long as possible. So he's just going to try and not get lapped. So basically, we're going to want, if at any point we can pit, like if we can pit to change tires, we want to make you make it to that pit without having to pit. Yeah, well, you're a shitty driver. Everyone's getting way in front of you, my friends. Everyone's getting way in front of you. Oh wait, you're a don't like wet driving. Wow. Okay, wait, you've got lowered overtaking. Lowered... Oh no, lowered overall. Okay. So we might have to tell you to push your engine. What condition's your engine in? 70? Push your tires, not your engine. So, looks like the race is going to be wet for a long time. So basically you're fucked and you won't race, because I was just hoping that if you can make it to the end without having to pit, that would be a huge improvement. Where are we at? 4th? Ooh. You're doing good in this lap. Do you have like a perk that makes adaptability and finesse? No? Fitness? So you managed to keep everyone in check. I mean, you tune through your tires a little bit. You're keeping 6. That's pretty good. So the hope is that we don't need to pit you. Let's go back to neutral. Before we can swap to interest. It's going to be lap. What is it, like lap 14, lap 12, 7 more laps. Yeah. You might make it. Might make it. That'll be good. That'll do it. You, on the other hand, oof, you're going to have to push back to overtake. From overtake. You're overheating your tyres a little bit. No, we're going to try and make it as far as we can. We're going to pit you onto super softs. No, onto... How many laps? So, that's like 9, 10 laps. The track's not going to really that rapidly dry. You know what? You're complaining about wear, and you're low on fuel. Pit for inters, which is going to... fuel at pit stop. Fill the tank. How many laps would you get on inters? 14. And you're going to take 14 laps of fuel. So push the tires a little bit and you'll pit. Oh my god, our risk is through the roof. So basically the idea is we're going to pit to inters, which is going to slow us a little bit. So I want to try... Conserve your tires. You have enough fuel to make it. I want you to swap straight to slicks. So the hope is that you on inters will be able to catch back up as the track starts to dry and the lights become less effective. Yeah, however, wearing down. I want to swap you to slicks though. No, you're going to swap to inters now. Pit for inters. Actually, we'll give you one more lap. Right, so... You. Okay, you're going to pit now. You're going to pit the inters. Completely refill your tank, right? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, because then we can only do a quick tire change if we need. Because refueling and tire changes are done separately, which means that if you can do a quick one, you want to do a quick one. Anyway, soaked. So it's about to become better to be on inters. So by the time you get out of the pits, it's better to be on inters. Just push your attack right up. And you're gonna have to come in and swap the slicks anyway. Oh yeah, okay, you're refueling anyway, so push it harder. Okay. So, what's happening? We're on target, apparently. They're all swapping to inters, aren't they? But these people are staying wet, because these people are fighting. Which is kind of what we want. So, basically everyone at the back just swapped to... Okay, so we want you to go... Yeah, neutral... Neutral. We're going to try and make you survive without changing until we can get back to slicks for sure. Have you lost your disadvantages? No. Okay, 21 laps remaining. We're in 18th. We have to go 20th. Okay, so you are making ground. They're going back to softs. The super softs. Okay. So a few more laps. The end of the next bar, I reckon. We'll swap back to softs. Okay. Yeah, you're worn tires. So you're pitting for... How much fuel do we have per tank? 14 laps per tank. Means that we can take... We can take softs... How many laps are going to be left? So we can do... Okay, so if we give you 8 laps, means you can do the rest of the thing in 2 pits. So 8 laps per pit. And do super softs the whole time, 8 laps on super softs. So we probably want to push your engine, which means that we need an extra 2. So, yep, 10 laps. And we'll push your engine. Okay, you're pitting into super softs and doing 10 laps. Do I give you 1 more lap? Yeah, so you're going to take 1 more lap because then we don't pit together. So we take you. So then you're going to pit into... So how many laps are going to be left? 16 laps. You take 14 laps worth of fuel and take... This is probably going to suck, but you're already going to come in last. Why am I not doing a fast pit stop on you? You're pitting to softs, and then you're going to be on conserve. So, gun it for this lap. What conditions are you in? Not too bad. So, gun it for this lap. As soon as I see you going into the pit lane. Okay, you gun it, and I think you can gun your tires because you're doing 8 laps and you can get like 13 or something. Then you're going back to neutral and swapping into softs. And I'm going to try and... Oh no, not even neutral conserve. And basically, I'm going to try and run you to the end of the race without having to pit again. So we're on softs. So these people tried to catch up. These people are doing this. How far behind are we? 28 seconds behind. We're getting lapped, which is kind of a good thing for you because we want you to not have to do the final lap. On target. How is that a thing? Did we just like gain like an entire lap while people are on pits? I mean, we're gonna have to pit an extra time, but we're not okay. Yep. So you're gonna, oh wow, you're just destroying tires. There'll be 10 laps left if you pit now. 10 laps when you pit. So take 13 laps worth of fuel. And you're going to take a balanced pit. You change to softs. Okay. I might want to just like not push your tires. Because apparently I kind of pushing your tires is going to fuck me. Okay, so we're back into last. But we shouldn't need to pit again before the end of the race. Oh, push your tires. Okay, Excess fuel. Yep, you're gunning it though. I'm leaving your tyres on neutral because I kind of need you to catch back up. 17 seconds behind. Yeah, you're probably not catching up. Just by the sheer fact that you're more than a pit stop behind. You might though. Unlikely. They're probably going to have to pit though, because there's still 6 laps to go. So if I can pull you off not having to pit. Seems unlikely though. I'm chewing through tyres too quickly. Are you getting lapped? Oh no, okay, so that guy just pitted first. Oh, wow, have you been lapped twice? 3 laps to go. Wow, you haven't fueled for 3 laps. Just go normal. 2 laps remain. Yep. You're still going it. Wow. We actually have a chance here. 1 lap to go. No, these guys aren't going to pit with 1 lap left. So, we don't really have a chance. Final lap. Does that mean that these guys are just going to finish now? No? They get 1 more lap to try and catch up. Well, we're not going to, because, you know, we're last. So, first is going to finish, then 19th, then 20th, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th. I feel like I missed one. Well, we tried. Tactic almost worked. Our tyres got too cold. I think the wet weather kind of fucked us. It would have worked better if it was in the middle, because we would have had a more advantageous pit. But the fact that they started on wets and didn't change until they needed to change, and then they changed into inters, and then didn't change until they needed to change, and then changed into slicks, meant that there was no advantage to us pitting when we, like, having our pit system that we did. Whereas if we'd have to do it in the middle of a race, we may have had a real advantage. No rules broken. Wow, the fastest lap time didn't even come first. He dropped 8 places. You were first. Wow, man, I got fucked there. Yeah. Alright, well, another failed race. We only got a few points. We made such a comeback, but unlikely to make any difference long term. But in like 2 more races-ish. No. Make 1.5, so it's gonna be like 5 races. My hope is to get enough money before the end of the season in order to buy our upgrade. Yeah, lost some morale. Your morale is maximum. Wow, your overtake just can't even gain experience. I don't know. Are you gaining experience because no trait changes? Are you gaining experience because you did the thing, or are you gaining experience? Do you just gain a flat experience in braking? I don't know. You're slowly going up. Your morale is probably going to hit 0. What is causing your morale to change? Who knows? Yes. So we make 1.5 million. And we're at 4 million. So we need to make 4 million more. So we need to do 3 more races, and we can buy the upgrade. And the hope is to buy the upgrade before. Wait, did our sponsors just skyrocket up? Huh, now we have we have the 2nd best sponsors in the fucking league. I guess people want to sponsor the underdogs. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, so after 3 more races, we'll be able to upgrade our thing. We want to upgrade it before the end of the league, which, will that happen? 8, 9, and 10, no. So unless we get a good upfront sponsor, which, how long has our sponsors got left? You've got 1 race. These guys are going to last until the end of the season. So our 1.5, so definitely 3 races is going to be 1.5, which means that these are definitely going to pay off. We're definitely getting to 8 million before we get our payout at the end. We've just got to hope that this is a 1 million offered contract, and that this one offers a more than, yeah. Anyway, see you in the next episode.